Hello, and welcome to the Darius Kaleb Webshow. Join me, Darius Kaleb, as I interview the legend Miss Dionne Warwick, who has musical hits like Walk On By, I Say a Little Prayer, and many, many more. Join us today as we talk about topics like her early days in the 60s and her career spanning 50 plus years and counting. Stay tuned to see what's new with Miss Dionne Warwick. This is the Darius Kaleb Webshow. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Darius Kaleb here from the Darius Kaleb Webshow. Now today, this is going to be an awesome and amazing episode. I'm sitting here with Miss Dionne Warwick as we celebrate her 50 years in the music industry. So, Miss Warwick, how are you today?
I'm wonderful, lady. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So, I understand that you and your sister started out a group in the early 60s. Could you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, that's very easy to tell you about. First, I come from a gospel singing family. And so gospel music was what Didi and I decided we wanted to do as a group. We had a group, we called it the Gospelaires. And we sang in the churches, and we did weddings, we did all kinds of things.
Wow, you guys sound like me and my brothers, because we actually have a group and we, sing in churches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, that's hilarious. So, could you kind of tell us who discovered you as a solo artist?
Well, I was doing a background session for the Drifters, a song called Mexican Divorce that was written by Burt Bacharach and Bob Hilliard. And after the session was over, Burt approached me and asked if I'd be interested in doing more demonstration records and background work of songs that he would be writing with another songwriting partner, Hal David. And from that point to this, that's how it all happened.
Wow. So now I understand that you lasted from the early 60s and you're still, kind of doing stuff now.
Mm-hmm. So
can you tell us how you've had longevity when so many artists today are like here today and gone tomorrow?
I really attribute it to the music I've been singing all these 53 years. Songs that relate to everybody, that everybody can sing without any trepidations, and being true to who I am. You're not deciding that I want to be like somebody. I don't want to be like anybody but Dionne. And that's what I think has sustained me.
Wow. So what are some of the differences that you see from when you were first starting out in the early 60s to what you see now still making music?
Oh boy. Times have really, really changed. The industry itself has changed. It's no longer what I was able to do to reach where I am today. Today's industry is, first of all, it's youth-driven. So, like what you're doing right now, babies are taking it over, and they're doing exceptionally well. It is more of a marketing situation. It's no longer the radio stations, it's no longer the record stores. It's all computer and geared towards the youngsters, which is okay, because during my era, it was geared towards my peers. So that's what's happening today.
So, can you tell us, like, some of the things it required to be an artist back then? Because nowadays, if you can talk, you're a star, basically.
Yeah.
But back then, you had to be able to sing, you had to go to etiquette classes, you had to go to vocal classes. Could you tell us, like, kind of what it required back then?
You had to have some absolute talent. You didn't walk in because your dress was cut down to here and up to here and got a recording contract. You had to have some talent. And the camaraderie that was built over those years, my beginning years to this very day, people that became my friends during that period of time, we were there for each other. It was a competition, you know, but it was a friendly competition. We were there rooting each other on. We wanted everybody to succeed.
Yep.
But in today's world, and I've seen it, it's not very nice.
No.
You know, I don't know if there are any real friendships that have formed over the years between any of the kids that are out today. But if you're going to continue in it, please make some friends.
Okay.
You know, they will be around you for the rest of your life.
All right. That's great advice for any upcoming artists that are watching this video, you know?
Absolutely.
So now, I understand that you did some work with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I played young Barry Gordy, young Stevie Wonder, and young Michael Jackson on Motown the Musical here on Broadway. So could you kind of tell us, like, that experience? Because he was like the king of pop, guys, like
Yes.
Michael Jackson.
Yes, it still is known as King of Pop, and will always be known as that. I met Michael, and I think he was 9 years old at the time I met him. Around the same age when I met Stevie Wonder, the same thing. And he was one of the little feisty things like you were on the stage, and I portrayed him beautifully. Very, very talented, and became a friend. You know, he was a very special young man.
Wow. So, who kind of inspired you to sing and stuff? Like, who made you want to go out there and do the things that you're doing today?
Well, I was kind of talked into recording. It wasn't my ultimate dream at all. In fact, I was going to teach. That's what my degree is in. But I was doing demonstration records and background work at the time, and when we sent to Scepter Records for the Shirelles, and Florence Greenberg, who owned and operated Scepter, didn't want the song. She wanted the voice, and that was moi.
Wow.
So that's how that all began.
So, like I just told you before, I played young Michael Jackson, young Barry Gordy, and young Stevie Wonder in Motown the Musical. And I also understand that you did a couple of things with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
One of the songs you did is like one of my dad's favorite songs. And I kind of, you know, prepared a little something today. So if you didn't mind singing, me singing it.
Oh, please.
If you would join
you be my guest.
would you join
my
it?
pleasure to listen to you. We'll see.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and sing it. Everybody knows this song, so I'm gonna go ahead and sing it. As around the sun the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hay knows love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. So, would you mind singing with me?
Well, that's not one of the songs I sang with Stevie.
Okay. Well, would you mind singing the song you sang with him?
I'm really not prepared to sing today.
Okay.
You know, I've been a little bit hoarse.
Okay. Well, guys, we'll do it next time when we cut the record.
We do, but I tell you what, we
cut
can
the
talk about. We can talk about my new CD. How about that?
Oh, all right. So, can you tell us a little bit about that new CD coming out?
Absolutely, I'll tell you a lot about it. It's called Feel So Good. And Feel So Good is a song that was written for me by CeeLo Green, who happens to be one of my duet partners on the CD. It is a CD of duets, and what we did was my son, Damon, he was the producer, and he's the one who came up with the concept and all the people that I would be recording with as duet partners. And I must say, we got a real good CD, and it does make you feel good.
All right. Maybe me and Damon could maybe hook up, because I'm starting to produce tracks as well.
Terrific. That'd be wonderful. He'd love to work with you.
Yeah, maybe we could do a little something.
You never know.
All right. So, well, now before we wrap it up,
Yes.
do you have any tips for any upcoming artists that want to have longevity like me in this business, I would love to have like 50 plus years in this music business.
Oh, that's nice to hear. It really is. It's really nice to hear.
Thank you.
You don't hear that too often coming from the industry today. The only thing that I would ever say to any artist, new, old, or indifferent, is be who you are. You know, it's so easy being kind of pushed or badgered into being, I want you to sound like, I want you to look like, I want you to be like, when you can be yourself. You know, that's where the talent is. It's within you, not Yodo or Bodo or Kodo. It's within you.
All
That's
right.
the only thing I can say.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. This interview was with the legendary Miss Dionne Warwick. So can you tell us where we could get some of your songs?
Oh, you can get them all at iTunes, is it called?
iTunes.
Okay, because me and computers and things of that nature are very alien. But the computer has it all,
Okay.
believe me.
So, guys, you can look her up on iTunes. And while you're at it, go ahead and look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and iTunes. And all you have to do is search up Darius Kaleb. Thanks for tuning in to this legendary and amazing episode of the Darius Kaleb Web Show. And I would just like to thank you so much for letting me have this interview with you.
My pleasure. I'm happy that I was able to do it for you.
Oh, thank you.
We got to do it again.
Yeah, we're going to have to do another one.
All
We're going
right.
to do another one. All right, she said it. She said it. Thank you for tuning into this episode. All right, guys, so we're about to take a selfie. New CD. It's called Feel So Good. You guys can go out and get it on iTunes. And while you're at it, go look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and iTunes. All you have to do is search up Darius Kaleb. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Darius Kaleb Web Show.